Welcome to another epic adventure into the microverse. Anthropods. Nearly 10,000 species of them are currently known about, and they're found in almost all aquatic environments, from fresh water to water that's twice the salinity of seawater. They can even be found in the deepest parts of the ocean. They can also be terrestrial, and can be found lurking in the hidden micro caves of some of the simplest leaf litter. Amphipods are a diverse group of crustacean arthropods, found in virtually all habitats of the world. Most are marine, but 1,200 species are known to inhabit freshwater, and almost 100 species are terrestrial. Most amphipods are benthic, meaning that they live in burrows of mud or among detritus. Some live in fresh water, among decaying leaves. Others live among the sand grains of beaches. Some 1,900 species, or 20% of the total amphipod diversity, live in freshwater or non-marine waters. I didn't have to travel far to get my little marine helpers, as all I had to do was turn to my left and extract them from the Moneysucker 3000, as you see here. Capturing them with a turkey baster was extremely difficult, especially the big ones, as they bounce all over the place and jump and hop and skip. And after about 5 minutes trying to see them all, it was really difficult because they basically just disappeared on me. So I suspect some of the bigger ones, I put the word out probably, that Captain Capture was out for them again. Anthropods are fantastic for any ecosystem, especially in my tank, as they play an essential role of controlling all my brown algae growth in there. Most anthropods are detritivores, so they go around eating dead or decaying plants or animals as food, with some being grazers of algae, some being omnivores, and some being predators, capturing small insects and other crustaceans. They capture their prey with their two front legs, which are two giant, sharp claws. While some species go out of their way to hunt down more nutritious prey, some more immobile species of amphipods will eat higher quantities of less nutritious food, rather than increasing the risk of going out and being hunted themselves. What if you're a hunter and you and the boys have got nothing to hunt? Well, if you're an amphipod, obviously you'll eat each other, I guess. Cannibalism can be quite high in some species. One minute, Frank is your ride or die, and the next minute, you're ripping Frank's face off. It can be quite a tough world in the land of the small, unfortunately. But they aren't all bad, as when amphipods tend to get older, they do often reduce their behaviour and decide not to eat the younger ones. Well, as long as they're actually their own children, and even then, that's only sometimes. The sex seems to affect cannibalistic behaviour quite a lot, as males like to cannibalise newly molted females. Less than males. Well, we all have to get our kinks somewhere, I guess. Physical characteristics. The body of an amphipod is divided into 13 segments, which can be grouped into a head, thorax, and an abdomen. The head is fused to the thorax and has 2 pairs of antennae and 1 pair of eyes. The 7 multi-segmented thoracic appendages are made up of 2 pairs of claw-like gnathopods, used for grasping, and 5 pairs used for clawing, crawling, jumping, and burrowing. The gills are found on the thorax as well. The abdomen has 3 pairs of appendages called pleopods, used for swimming and moving water, and they have another 3 appendages called uropods, which are used for jumping, burrowing, and swimming again. What about their reproduction and life cycle? Amphipod engage in a form of sexual activity called amplexus, a behaviour in which males will grasp a female and carry her around against his ventral surface. This amplexus can last for 2 to 15 days, depending on the water temperature, and when the female molts, her eggs are ready for fertilization. I think I have to be the one to say it here. This unsolicited form of sexual activity sounds a lot like the word that rhymes with grape. It wouldn't hurt for the females to probably get themselves a grape whistle. So let's just clear that up though. The guy swims over, grabs the female against her will, and presses her up against his ventral, and won't let her go for 2 weeks until she strips for him and fertilizes her, and then she is set free. Okay. Moving on. The fertilized eggs are incubated in the female's ventral brood pouch, which holds her eggs whilst they are fertilized, and then until the babies are ready to hatch. As a female ages, she produces more and more eggs in each one of her broods. The mortality is around 25 to 50% for all the eggs, unfortunately. There are no larval stages with Anthropods. The eggs simply hatch directly into a juvenile form. Then it's time to get eaten and get busy molting. The sexual maturity is generally reached after around 6 molts, and they best grow up fast because some species like to eat their own babies. Stop eating your babies. Size. So, assuming a child has escaped the grasp of his manhandling father and their cannibalistic baby killer mother for enough time to grow up a little bit, how big can these guys actually get? Amphipods are typically less than 10 millimeters. The largest recorded living amphipod was about 28 centimeters long and was photographed at about a depth of 5,300 meters in the Pacific Ocean. The smallest known amphipods are less than 1 millimeter long. Interestingly, the size of amphipods is limited by the availability of the dissolved oxygen in the water for them. I love watching these little guys in my tank interacting with each other, pushing each other around, jumping and hopping and crawling around everywhere, and eating each other, apparently so. Often reefers will get confused and think they are looking at a tank full of copepods, but copepods, although similar, are significantly smaller in size and shape, but that's for another video soon. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you join me on my epic adventure observing the microverse. Thanks again, and do subscribe and join me on the next exploration. See ya!